before the Autobots and the Decepticons, before Optimus Prime raised the banner of peace, and before Megatron waged his endless war. Cybertron was not one world, it was a fractured realm. A planet ruled by gods known as the Primes, while gladiators shed their energon to amuse their masters. But when a dark warlord named Megatronus emerged from the wastelands of the Darklands, everything changed. Today we will dive deep into the tale of how the 13 Primes came together as one and the origins of the Autobot insignia. Arcee and Sunstreaker bring Sideswipe's body to Cybertron for interment. As they emerge through the space bridge, they are met by Optimus Prime, who offers them his condolences, though the pair have few words to spare right now. They are followed through the bridge by an excited Aileron, who informs Optimus that the President of the United States has finally agreed to Earth joining the Council of Worlds. Aileron hands Optimus a holographic receiver through which the President's confirmation message will be transmitted once she has the details worked out. To pass the time until the President's message comes through, Optimus, Pyra Magna, and Starscream gather in Alpha Trion's quarters, where the old bot tells them a story of the first time Cybertron became united. Millions of years ago, the twins Arcee and Galvatron are champion gladiators who fight for the amusement of Septimus Prime and his supplicants of Arius. That changes when, with Energon running low, Septimus orders the two to fight each other until only one is left alive. But their battle is interrupted by the arrival of Megatronus, Lord of the Darklands, who slays the supplicants and declares his intent to absorb Septimus's kingdom of Protohex into his. When Septimus refuses to join him, Megatronus hurls him into the gladiator ring for Arcee and Galvatron to kill. A short time later, the panicked Vector Prime brings news of Septimus's death and the sacking of Protohex before Alpha Trion, Alchemist Prime, Solus Prime, and Nexus Prime, a group of primes who have all allied to build a settlement they call the Crystal City. The conquering horde now marches toward the Crystal City, but ahead of it comes the Prime's dark brother Onyx Prime and his new companion Liege Maximo, who has also lost his kingdom to the Darklanders. The Primes are initially suspicious of this newcomer, but Onyx and Maximo explain they have come to offer aid to the Primes in fighting off the Darklander army. Onyx hopes they can all agree to work as one, but if they cannot, he and his army of beasts will fight the Darklanders alone. Onyx is scornful of the other Prime's belief in the guiding hand, preferring to make history with his own actions rather than following the teachings of what he sees as fairy tales. But Alpha Trion takes him aside to point out the importance of such legends and stories. Those tales are what have helped inspire the building of Crystal City, and will provide the inspiration the people of the city need to join the impending battle, despite the fact they are but poor farmers, rather than warriors. Onyx genuinely begins to appreciate the power that stories hold, and Alpha Trion agrees to convince the other Primes to work him with to combat the Darklanders. Once an alliance is made, Onyx's beasts train the people of the Crystal City as best they can, but time is short, and the Darklanders are soon upon them, with Arcee and Galvatron leading the charge. The battle is brutal and bloody, and partway into the fighting, the very substance of Cybertron itself begins to quake. From beneath the surface of the planet, 3 living legends emerge, drawn out by the fighting: Metroplex, Chella, and Metrotitan, the first Titans, who legends claim fought by Primus's side in eons past. The entire battlefield falls silent at this awesome sight, which proves to be just the opening Onyx Prime needs. He sides his way through the Darklanders, making straight for their leader, but is taken aback to discover that that leader is Megatronus, an old friend of his. The two make peace, and the battle is brought to an end, all 8 Primes declaring a truce, and that they will work together for a unified Cybertron. As Crystal City celebrates its new future, Onyx takes a leaf out of Alpha Trion's book and begins making up stories of his own, starting with one about a chosen one that he tells a drunken alchemist Prime. Next, Onyx shows Alpha Trion a sigil he has designed that will represent their alliance. The symbol that will become the Autobot insignia, which Onyx claims is based on the face of Primus himself, as described by Metrotitan. Alpha Trion is not convinced, and grows concerned that Onyx is blurring the line between a story and a lie. Arcee, meanwhile, can already see a different kind of lie taking form, predicting that the 5 remaining Primes from across Cybertron will soon join forces with the aid of Crystal City. And together, The lie they will believe together is that they are superior to other Cybertronians. Tryon mutters that it will be RC's job to keep them in their place, then departs to speak with one of the Titans, intending to learn all he can about Cybertron before everything changes. Unable to decipher the parable of Alpha-Trion's story, Starscream dismisses the whole thing as nonsense, but Optimus cautions him to remember it as Cybertron moves towards a new unified future. Just then, the President's transmission comes through, and she introduces the group to Earth's newly appointed representative to the Council. The face of Buster the dog fills the holo display, causing Starscream and Pyra Magna to go into conniptions. But a moment later, the actual representative comes into view, Marissa